Hi, and welcome to Wrong Way, yeah! And this is the CyklonEbike VIPER V1 Total Top. And this is actually the first time when I get a really powerful CyklonEbike to test at home. So I could spend a couple of days with this 8 kilowatt monstrosity of a machine and go through my usual testing. And of course they asked me to be gentle, delicate, reasonable, and of course safe with this machine. So anyways, that's what I did. Let me tell you more about it. Wrong way. Easiest way I got up here ever. And just to prove to you guys, this hill, 30 degrees steep, no problem for the CyklonEbike VIPER. And at this point the question isn't really whether it can go uphill, but whether it can go upstairs. This is stupid. Yeah, I think that's totally doable. Stupid. Brakes are good. And remember that there is a 5% discount on all CyklonEbike e-bikes with the Wrong Way coupon. Use it. Many people are happy with it. So obviously, this machine is no joke. This is the most powerful config you can get on the CyklonEbike VIPER V1 lineup. So it has, as mentioned earlier, 8 kilowatts of power. It has 200 amps of phase current. A lot of phase current. The battery is a 1600 watt-hour unit So presumably these are some high power batteries to deliver you this amount of crazy power. And naturally it comes with all the CyklonEbike features that you would expect from such a high-end bike. So it has this nice screen that is really bright, and obviously the whole bike is like taped up to prevent any, you know, wrong way. Anyways, it shows you the current speed. It will top out at 75 kilometers an hour, depending on the config. The motor is it's tuned by CyklonEbike. It is a 40 winding, and as you can see, there are also these nice radiators in here, so they could dissipate the heat nicer. Right next to it, you can see the huge 200 millimeter floating rotors, Hope rotors. But back to the screen, it shows you also the battery voltage. 80 volts is right now, 84 is peak, around 56 I think it was dead. It shows you also the trip right here at the bottom. The handlebar is pretty wide, but as usual at CyklonEbike you can also configure it for something different if you don't like this style of handlebar. It has a key, so you can lock it. It can have a GPS module and a alarm, so you are not afraid to lose it. It also has light in the front and in the rear. You press this button here to turn it on, the red button. And here you have the front LED light. It's really powerful. It has 3 diodes, has 3 modes. Yeah. The brakes are Magura, I think MT5s. Correct me if I'm wrong. Again, 4 piston brakes. There's also a fast USB charger, 2 amps. And yeah, it has also rear lights. Sadly, no brake lights. I would like to see that for sure. And the rear lights aren't on unless you press the front button. And the front button also dims the front screen. So yeah, this is for riding in the night, but I actually always like to have my lights on. So maybe there's a way at CyklonEbike to have the screen not dim, to have it like better visible in broad daylight.
The screen also shows you the battery state in 5 levels. You can also see if you apply the brakes now. That's useful for the brake sensors. It dims and it also shows you whether you're in eco mode or not.
Let me show you around a little more, and all of the features I will talk about now, they're customizable, so you can exchange them. For example, the shocks in the front, these are the D&M 200mm travel forks, really comfortable. This e-bike really floats on the road. And in the rear we have a 220, I suppose, millimeter damper, also D&M. Now there's a bit of weight in the rear because the motor is in the wheel. This is a MXus 3K turbo, so you can feel it a bit when driving fast, but I still consider it to be really comfortable and not an issue at all. It also has a kickstand. That's not a thing that is granted in the e-bike world. And you can see here it also has this lighting, CyklonEbike, on both sides. And actually it's really cool because if you're in the most powerful mode, it's red. If you change it to the less powerful mode, it's yellow. Now I don't think it looks as good because I think there's something wrong with the LED strip, but I'm sure they can fix that. There's also a mode without any lighting. There are also mud guards, front and rear. The front mud guard could be a tad longer because it sprays a little mud on my body when I drive in the rain. But no, I wasn't driving in the rain. Anyways, when it comes to just driving in the rain, e-bikes and electric unicycles are probably the best way to go, since every electric scooter, needs to be waterproofed before it goes in the rain, and still they aren't so good when it comes to just driving in the rain, electric scooters. So here, there's no issues with that. You also have a sealed motor, so there are no problems with that. Now it has also regular bicycle, like a chain, this part here, and it's green, so that's also customizable. And I actually rode it for 8 kilometers when I did the range test, just analog, without any power at all. So it's doable. It weighs, I think, around 40 kilograms, and it's not the easiest thing to pedal with, obviously, but it's doable. Probably hills are the most biggest enemy when you have such a heavy bike, but on flat, honestly, I could go like 10-15 kilometers an hour and no issues with that.
And whilst the gears are still there, you can't change them from the position of the handlebars. This is in order to prevent the chain breaking or having too much tension on such a powerful e-bike.
I also wanted to talk a little about the range. I did a range test with moderate fast driving, I would say. You can see all the stats on the screen. The range was around 45 kilometers with this kind of driving. You can see that this controller needs a lot of watts to breathe. And when it comes to the maximum range, I did a range test with a similar model before, a bit bigger batteries with high capacity batteries, and it was 175 kilometers of range with pedal assist. So here, if you are really careful, probably you can go like 130, 140 kilometers, like no issues at all.
The e-bike comes standard with a really fast charger, 6 amps. Charging time is around 3 hours or below. The battery is not removable, and you have to take into account that it takes a while or takes some practice to carry such a big machine up to your apartment. But it has a small turning radius, so it's not so catastrophic.
And I gotta tell you, this thing is a lot of fun. It's fast, it's quick, and honestly, it kind of belongs more on the road and has a bonus to go on a bicycle path. Let's go now, seriously. And you know, the best scooters for off-road are, of course, way worse than an e-bike. Oh yes! This is where it feels comfortable. Blasting. Oh, this is so comfortable. Woo! These tires are actually like bicycle tires, so they will wear out very quickly on the road, but they're really good for just driving in the woods. And they're also quite big, 24-inch, so this should also give you more comfort in the woods. So to sum up, this thing costs around what, 5,000 euro, as I remember correctly. The correct pricing will appear on the screen. The second thing is you can still get into the woods, and you have you're very connected to nature, and you can hit it hard here because it has awesome suspension. And if you don't want to go fast, you can still go on a bicycle path, you know, just have it limited to 25 kilometers an hour, raise no suspicions, and then shred it really hard in the woods. So this is a perfect machine just for that. And honestly, it is just so much cooler than a scooter as well. Like, come on. So listen guys, I made some really rough tests today. I scratched the pedals as well. Yeah, so you know, please give this video a lot of likes so they will still give me e-bikes in the future to test, like thoroughly, like today. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I'll see you in the next video. See you soon. Thing is so much fun. Woo! Oh my God. This thing is mental. Oh boy. Yes.